Is Frank. I'm a business owner. I'm 29 years old and I'm currently in Miami. I started my business about 7 years ago. It's a property management business, an Airbnb business. But I am shifting my business, which is why I started this channel right now, episode 1, and we're gonna be talking all about my skill to 7, 8 figures, and I will be rich. I will be rich someday. That is my goal. If you guys have a goal of achieving big things in your life and becoming a millionaire, having your own business, follow this channel for inspiration and also technical advice, because we're going to be talking about really specific things that I'm going through right now with my business, and it can help you whether you have a business now or you're going to have a business in the future. So my business is actually located in the DC area up there in Arlington, Virginia, but I'm down here because I can work remotely from anywhere. If you guys see, I'm actually currently in Miami and it's beautiful out here. And because I can work from anywhere, why would I have wanted to suffer the cold during like the 3-4 months that it was cold down there in DC? So I decided to stay out here most of the year in 2026. Imagine you want somebody to cut your lawn. You want somebody to do handyman services. You want somebody to come into a home like this one right here and do things like, touch up paint on the walls, or, to assemble a TV, or to fix things. So this is something relatively new. It's a huge change. But the reason I'm changing it up is because I don't see a bright future in Airbnb anymore. It's getting so hard when it comes to the regulations. And I'm excited about this business because there's unlimited opportunities. I can be in every state in America, and it's really simple. I make money off of the surcharge that I charge, meaning that if a client wants me to do a certain service, I find somebody within my resources, an independent contractor, I pay them, and based on their fee, I upcharge that a little bit and I charge that to the client. This is a business that has been done for years now, for decades. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. We're doing something just slightly different, and I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna share my screen here. I asked AI, recap my property management concierge business, and it did that. The core idea is I'm not a traditional property manager. You're a home operation concierge, the middleman. I handle maintenance, I coordinate vendors, I solve problems fast, I keep properties running smoothly, no tenants, no leasing, no licensing headaches. So a normal property management company is someone who appoints a tenant, right? Like picks a tenant, signs a lease, makes sure that they pay every single month, and that money goes over to the property owner, and the property management company gets like 5, 10, 15% of that money. That's normally how that works. But then what's different with me is I don't have the license to deal with actually dealing with tenants. So that's not going to stop me. I'm just not going to deal with the leasing part. And I'm also not going to deal with the guest service part when it comes to a Airbnb host. So the Airbnb host still has to take care of their own property. I'm responsible to make sure that their home is always in good condition. So this is an Airbnb right here. And let's say that I scratch the walls. Let's say that a doorknob is loose. Let's say that there's a clogged shower, there's a clogged tub. My company will be responsible for making sure that everything stays in good condition throughout the month so that the host can focus on getting good reviews and making more money. And on the property management side, it also makes it easier because if you have a second home, a third home, you might not be at the home all the time. Or if you do have a primary residence, you might not want to be calling a bunch of different vendors for different things. One person for lawn care, one person for handyman services, one person to paint your house. You want a service that does it all together in one place, and that's what my company is. That's what Forever Getaway is. So this is basically a model just showing what my company is. It's going over the revenue model. One option it says is $500 a month per property. Now this is for the Airbnbs. Paying me $500 a month. Me and my team come in to make sure that the home is always in good shape, and you don't have to deal with that. Now, normally an Airbnb company that is property managing your home, which would include revenue generating and talking to the guests for you and basically doing 100% of the work, they would charge anywhere from about 15 to 20% revenue. So the fact that we're charging $500 a month for just the keeping up your home in good state is actually a good deal, because if you're doing if you're doing $10,000 a month in revenue, which is very doable, like if you have a 4-bedroom house, that's a very doable number. If you're doing 20% and you're giving 20% over to a property management company that's supposed to do everything, that 20% is $2,000. So isn't it worth it to you to communicate to the guests, to manage your own pricing, to do that and not have to worry about your home, and you only have to pay out $500 compared to having to pay out $2,000? So that's why I feel like this business model could work for a lot of people. I'm using AI right now to be able to help me out with doing that. It says, who is my target audience, which is Airbnb hosts, busy homeowners, out-of-state investors, high-income professionals. How it runs: lean setup. VA/assistant handles messages. Me, I'm going to be hiring people on Upwork, and I'm going to show you that process as well. They do this overseas communication, and the vendors are the ones that actually do the work. And when you hire somebody overseas, they're doing a great job, because they're actually, people overseas work harder than Americans most of the time. That's in my opinion, that's the truth. They're really hardworking people. I hired somebody from Indonesia before, worked extremely hard, extremely well, and they're more affordable than if you were to hire somebody here. For instance, if you're able to hire a VA, a virtual assistant in, let's say Pakistan or India or Indonesia or, Colombia even, somewhere that's just 3 hours away, 1 hour away from Miami, that person in Colombia is going to work for you for $10 an hour, $15 an hour. But now if you want to hire that same person in Miami, in New York, in Virginia, it's going to cost you $20, $30, $40 an hour to be able to hire the exact same person. That, in my opinion, is not going to work as hard. So that right there is the setup for my business. And I'm excited to get this going. I'm going to be videotaping and recording every step along the process. If you guys like content like this, make sure you follow this channel right now.